Brigadier Nadir Mir, thank you very much to have joined us. What does Antonio Guterres mean when he talks about credible and lawful means to bring perpetrators to justice? And how does that imply about India's premature and baseless accusations that have been leveled on Pakistan?
India has always leveled accusations at Pakistan, but in the Jafar Express and other things in Balochistan and KPK, it has been totally involved in all forms of undeclared war. So the UN can do a good job at helping to de-escalate. Now the issue, I think, is not what we are talking. I mean, the issue is that right now we are on the brink of war. India is prepared for it, as you can see. I mean, it's not just the Indian media, but all other, the world powers, and the whole world is involved because they can see that two nuclear-armed nations may just go to war and which may escalate to an all-out war, which obviously doesn't suit anybody on the planet Earth. Having said that, basically this war is, if it takes place, if it starts, I mean the war, it can start from small strikes and then Pakistan responds and then it escalates. But if it comes to an all-out war or a war, even a short war, it is not because of what we keep talking of, trying to deflect opinion or India's political, the Modi's political fortunes or whatever. It is because of India's geopolitical agenda. You have to see it in totality, the bigger picture. See, it is the as a prelude to what happened in Kashmir has been what has been happening in Balochistan and KPK. That undeclared war has been going on for a long time. And Jafar Express was a high point in that because the Indian media was implicit in it in a very, very blatant manner. Everybody saw that. The whole world saw that, I mean. India's dream plan is to cripple Pakistan. This is what the war is about. Sever Balochistan. Occupy Azad Kashmir northern areas. And the scarlet thread is to defeat and humiliate Pakistan military. And because that is the way they think, I mean, that's the dream plan. I said the Indian dream, not that it can become a reality. It will become a nightmare for them if they implement it. But that is the way they are rising to what they think is a great power, India's great power. So other problems notwithstanding, there is this present political elite of India and its jingoistic media and its armchair strategists, who are talking endlessly of war on the Indian TV as if it's a game, it's like a video game, They may, if they embrace this and implement it, they may launch a multi-pronged offensive wars against Pakistan, military war that is. And it would be in sync with what they're already doing, that is water terrorism, economics, which includes, going to FATF and going to IMF and going to all the world bodies. The economic strangulation of Pakistan. Then again, it's the diplomatic offensive that they've launched. And obviously the propaganda war. With all aimed at so that what the Indian dream is can come about. Well, the actual fact is that the global environment doesn't suit the world. Not a single country in the whole world has supported India in its war against Pakistan. Of course, countries support against terrorism. Pakistan has got global support against terrorism and other countries also. Secondly, the Pakistan military is ready to respond to any Indian misadventure or war. And thirdly, Pakistan nation is united like ever before. The media is vigilant and national fervor to defend Pakistan all-time high. India's water terrorism have woken Pakistanis to the implacable nature of venomous Indian hostility. So this is what the actual situation is, the ground situation. So India's dream plan does not match its military capabilities. They don't rhyme. And as you can note, there is a lot of confusion in Indian politico-military aims of war. Every day you see, or soon repeatedly you see, Mr. Modi's prime ministers, meeting his military chiefs and all that. And that core star doctrine of theirs, if you go into it, it is supposed to launch, this kind of punishment strikes, as the Indian call, against Pakistan in 24 to 48 to 72 hours. And now it's over 2 weeks. So if it happens, it's a war. I mean, it's not anything to do with cold starter. It's not anything to do with what happened there in Kashmir. It's something to do with what India's overall aims are. But that aim will not come about because Pakistan is ready. And Pakistanis are ready to defend. And the biggest strength of Pakistan are the 250 million Pakistanis who are united to defend Pakistan, come what may.
Brigadier Saab, how, in your point of view, do you see the United Nations Security Council's recognition of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute as the root cause of regional instability? Do you feel this recognition is not only a diplomatic win for Pakistan, but also a resurgence of an issue that has been on the back burner for decades?
Absolutely. it's a good omen because the root cause of what we are talking is Jammu and Kashmir. And the incident has also taken place in Jammu and Kashmir, from where all this talk has started of war and war escalating to that level. So it is actually, and the Indians, there have been Indian critics within India who said that it is India who has again globalized Kashmir issue, whereas it wanted it to go dormant, it wanted it to fade from people's memories. So it's a very good opportunity, and Pakistan must avail it, the government and state of Pakistan, that number one, this whatever resolution that comes about ahead, it must involve the resolution of the basic problem, the core issue, as you say, that is Jammu and Kashmir, because that is what it is. And now to that, the Indians have again added another problem to another issue to it, which is a existential threat to Pakistan. That is the water issue. How will Pakistan or any other country for that matter in the world live without water, or even decrease in water of its share of its rights? So I've been saying it earlier that Pakistan needs a new Kashmir policy. I've been saying it. I've said it on your channel also. I've said it on so many other places. I've written about it. And it must involve the people of Kashmir, the land of Kashmir, and the water of Kashmir. Because as you've seen, this water is coming through Kashmir. So this has to be worked out as a whole package, of course, with United Nations, and not only the United Nations, I would say, bigger powers, the great powers involvement. China is already siding with you, the Turkey has supported you, and even United States and other countries have, none of them have supported India in its war against Pakistan. So whatever resolution in future, whenever eventually peace talks take place, even after a war they take place, it must involve the resolution of the Kashmir issue, and I would dare say that not only that, now there is a lot of talk of escalation in case of war. Well, I want to explain this as a geopolitician, as a soldier, scholar, defense analyst, and all that. Pakistan's conventional capability is quite adequate to defend Pakistan. Of course, we say that, and the world fears that it can escalate, and it can because of miscalculation, or because of so many things in the fog of war, as they say, things go wrong in war. So it can quickly escalate to the nuclear level. That is true, which is called vertical escalation. But even without that, Pakistan has the capability to defend itself quite well conventionally and launch its counteroffensives or riposte also. But in addition to that, what I'm saying is Pakistan has another card to play, which we have not till today. It is called the horizontal escalation. Vertical is, let's say vertical means having bigger and weapons being used, ultimately nuclear weapons and that kind of stuff. But horizontal escalation is Khalistan, which is, it's not just Kashmir, it's Khalistan, which is just next door, East Punjab and all that. Then there is the Bangladesh-Siliguri corridor, what people have said in Bangladesh also. There is that, and there are other things, other places also that the war can be expanded if it comes to war. Even though I have stressed, and I'm saying it right now, that Pakistan, even at this belated stage and even tomorrow, should continue its talk of peace, and not just talk, its efforts for peace. Because peace suits Pakistan, and what the Indians need to realize, it suits them also. Because if there is war, whatever...
That is why we asked it to be convened. Brigadier Nadir Mir, I'd like to... just now, in fact, a few minutes back, our Prime Minister, along with the services chiefs, along with the Defence Minister, along with the Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister, visited the headquarters of the ISI. From a national, regional and global perspective, how important was this visit? Because, of course, there's a detailed security briefing that is given during this whole visit as well. And what message does such a meeting also convey to our not-so-friendly neighbor?
To our absolutely hostile neighbor, let's be clear about the wording. It gives a clear message that Pakistan is totally aware, ready to deal with the ill intent of what Indians are up to. Well, this meeting and this visit was most essential, needless to say that, and it was very well timed, because you see, the latest is that the Indians have even made plans of exodus of the civilians from the border states of India. I mean, they have gone to that extent, which means war. What else does it mean? It has never happened before. It didn't even happen in 65 and 71, by the way, to the extent to which the Indians have prevailed. So it means they are preparing for war. And what kind of war? Well, it can be any kind, short or protracted or whatever. So this visit was required, and obviously the ISI is the national security premier, not only spy agency, it is an equalizer. I've been saying this, writing on it. It is Pakistan's equalizer. It is a instrument of the state of Pakistan, not just for the military, but for the whole nation, which doesn't only give information or intelligence, it gives analysis and the picture, and we are very fortunate to have this organization which keeps the nation protected in all its forms. So I'm sure I'm not privy to the meeting because I was not there, neither were you. But if we are very clear what the agenda would have been, the agenda would have been regarding what India's hostile and preparations are and where we are yet at this stage. And we are very close to it. Although obviously Pakistan must try to avoid this war, abort through all means possible, especially through diplomatic efforts at all levels. But in the end, it has to be the military instrument, that is the armed forces of Pakistan and the people of Pakistan and the state and the government and the media and all Pakistanis, 250 million, which is the actual defense of Pakistan. Because as you've seen, the Ukraine war has gone on for 3.5 years. As you've seen, the Gaza war has gone on for quite some time. So the United Nations good offices must be used, but you can't bank on them that they will prevent an Indian attack. Of course, the entire diplomatic world capitals and the UN and all global organizations and the global audience, where all the people of the world must know that India is the aggressor and India is the reason for a war if it takes place. So much for this visit to the ISI headquarters, and it's required. Now, one thing I would avail this opportunity to say, the next step which we should take from the Pakistani side is that even while trying to deter this war or avoid this war and all that, these efforts that I've been talking about and you have been talking about, the preparation of the nation, by nation I mean the civil side. The military is obviously ready, it's in the field to defend Pakistan, but the civil side, and there's a whole gamut, there are numerous things to be done on that side. So if the conclusion is that the war is what India wants, then the population of Pakistan has also to be, while supporting the armed forces, it has also to be readied in multiple ways for war. Because if war comes, then Pakistan is going to win this war, even though the victory may be small or big, but Pakistan must end the war on a favorable note.
How do you see Pakistan's demand for an independent UN investigation into the 22nd of last month's false flag operation, and how does this indicate the confidence that Pakistan has in international mechanisms versus India's internal narratives that have only been perpetrating negativities and falsehoods?
Pakistan has asked for a UN investigation. It has also asked for other countries also, even Switzerland and Malaysia and so many countries that Pakistan has dialogued with on the subject of this Pahalgam incident. Pakistan has offered neutral and impartial inquiry in that, and and not only that, Pakistan has offered to cooperate in any sense. The answer to this is that the Indians have said, and it's been on the Indian media, they said we don't have, I'm quoting the Indians now, they said they don't want to or they don't need to provide any evidence. Because the subject, as I've been saying all along in your programs and in my writings, the issue is not militancy in Kashmir. The issue is geopolitics. What does India want? It wants Pakistan truncated, or it thinks it should go to war, or it thinks it should beat Pakistan over. That is the issue, the real issue, the bigger picture. These are, like I said, this is the excuse. This is this is an excuse. The target is Pakistan. That's the thing. Pakistanis, of course, we understand it, but that's what we have to explain to the world. And in that, I think we've done well this time compared to previously, but more is needed. Our diplomatic corps and our state organizations and our government have done a good job compared to what we have been doing previously. But the fact is that India has been using this propaganda and all the other instruments of asymmetrical assets against Pakistan globally. We have never thought globally. This is the first time, and now we need to do it more, in which more Pakistanis can be involved to do this. I am always available at my personal level, and so are you and everybody. There's a lot of talent in Pakistan. So it's not just the government officials who have to. Pakistan belongs to all, and Pakistan has to be defended by all Pakistanis. So we are all part of defense of Pakistan. So what I'm saying, there are lots of Pakistanis who can contribute. The Pakistanis abroad in USA and all over the world, who have been galvanized for other ends, who should now be mobilized for this purpose and other issues. So Pakistan needs a global lobby. It does not have a global lobby in United States. It does not have a global lobby elsewhere. It has patriotic Pakistanis, but it has to be orchestrated. The reason you talk of the Indian media diaspora is not only that they're in high places. They are following a script which is sent by Delhi, by the way. And this has been going on for a long time. So it's high time that Pakistanis need to think geopolitically. That's what I've been saying. Indians think politically and geopolitically. Pakistanis have been thinking only politically. That is why we found ourselves, at the lower end compared to the Indians. Now the time has come and an opportunity has been given. Pakistan is united. It has been mobilized. And there is a time that the government and the state should employ all assets of Pakistan, including you and myself.
Nadir Mir Sahab, I'd like to understand, you've talked about the Indus Water Treaty, it's putting in abeyance this unilateral suspension of the treaty, the water terrorism that India has been using. Do you feel the UNSC is a good enough platform to highlight that as well, or do you feel Pakistan needs to knock on other doors as well?
Previously, some decades back, strategists used to say that the next wars will be water wars for water. Well, this one is right and staring us in the face. Pakistan needs to be in the UNSC, in the General Assembly, in every, Pakistan should knock every door in every corner of the world and use all powers of the state of Pakistan, the government of Pakistan and the people of Pakistan. Pakistanis in Pakistan and Pakistanis abroad. This is a time of social media. You have to tell the world that the Indians are trying to stop Pakistan's water. They're trying to make Pakistan thirsty, its lands, its people, its everything. They want Pakistan to be without a drop of water. This is what the Indians are saying. I am quoting them. So you have to tell this to the whole world. How do you think the world will react to it? If you've done it if you do this in a sustained, in a, soft manner, reaching every corner, in every language of the world, say it in German, say it in French, say it in Arabic, say it, I'm not going to repeat all the languages of the world, say it in Chinese, and use, so what I'm trying to explain, as I said earlier, there is the need in Pakistan, and this should be a time of awakening for Pakistan. This is a God-given opportunity which Allah has given us, that India is threatening you, the nation is united in Pakistan. So we need to rise to the occasion, and that, first of all, we need to tell the world that we are united, which is quite evident, and speak in the language that those people speak. There's so many languages spoken around the world and so many cultures. So globally, India should be exposed for what it is doing. And for that, I repeat, I said earlier, it is not only the government of Pakistan telling its foreign missions and telling some delegations, sending some delegations. No, that is obviously the first part. It is so many other sectors, and not only Pakistanis. You have friendly nations, you have Turks, you see the sentiments about Pakistan, you have the Chinese, and you have other nations also in the Arab Gulf world, where the Indians are entrenching themselves, and in many other places. So you take out, and you have to make it into an entire campaign as such. So to defame India, to expose India, so that global pressure is built on India.
To be very frank, India stands exposed post this false flag operation, and even before that. But this false flag operation has somehow reinforced the Indian image that Pakistan has been talking about since the last few years. What happened in Jafar Express, what happened before that, what continues to happen in Pakistan, the revelations by the DGI, SPR, and so on and so forth. But the fact is, you are right, Pakistan needs to talk in a certain language to the other countries. But I see, or I feel, maybe I'm wrong, that India understands only one kind of language. And if it tries to do any such action, the language will be responded to in the manner that India understands better. I'd like to thank both of my guests who've joined us, Brigadier Nadir Mir